Hello, it's Veronica here, and Naomi. And we're going to discuss something that, well, is very important. How our Tommy got into Running Behind the first place. So, it was 2020, kind of the dark ages of other doll lines. And she got curious, so she bought Ruby. Yeah, that is an authentic Series 1 Ruby from 2020. She doesn't even have ear piercings. And she has the super shiny face. But Ruby was her first Rainbow High doll, and thing is, our doll mommy grew up with stuff like Monster High, the occasional Ever After High, Barbie, but like not really beyond that. And the other doll lines that tried to be something, like we know DC Superhero Girls tried. My Little Pony was solid back in the day, and it was like, but yeah, she collected that stuff for a bit, and now it's. Then she got Ruby out of curiosity because she had seen reviews on them at the time, and she was curious about the quality and just and the clothing, and well, she got Ruby, and she was just wowed. Like, even if her style wasn't her favorite, it was like she loves her hair color blend. Her she does have some decent clothing options, and she's just and everything is just so well made, especially for the time. Like during 2020 and 2021, not as many doll lines were making anything as good or high quality as Rainbow High. So, especially on the Playline scale, and considering they were the same price point originally as the LOLMG dolls, but came with twice as much stuff and clothes, especially clothing, it's like, yeah, it felt like a steal compared to like LOMG, which was kind of her first taste of like MDA dolls, and well, she thought they were okay. But there's always something about them that she didn't fully resonate with. But yet, when she got Ruby, and later Bella and Poppy, it was like there's something special about this line. The clothes were amazing. The inside eyes were gorgeous. There's something different about this doll line. She also watched the show from like day one. So it's like, which at first she was a little disappointed by the writing because it was like, it wasn't as solid as Monster High Generation 1 was. That's something she would compare it to, but like, over time it kind of grew on her, and she began to understand that this is not Monster High. This is a different doll line with a different way of storytelling and everything. And then she was just disappointed though that there weren't any goth or alternative dolls at the time. And she was contemplating, like, waiting for Monster High Generation 3 to come out eventually, because there were rumors of it whenever at some point for a while. And then like, and she did have a few series too at $2 at this time too, and well, they were beautiful, but at the same time it was like, where's the goth? Where's the alternative? And then in series 3, Emmy comes out, and she's just, and ever since seeing her promo pictures, ever since seeing the leaks of her, she loved Emmy. Like she loved like her more kind of alternative style. How versatile her makeup is with the whole goth alternative thing. And it's like, and like Emmy was just stunning to her. So yeah, one of her brothers and his fiance absolutely had to go on a hunt just to find her. But whenever she got Emmy for her birthday, that one year, sooner after her release, she was so happy because she like, Emmy's still one of the core 6. Emmy is still a favorite in here. That's how strong a doll Emmy is. And also, it was funny whenever like there speculation and people were confusing Emmy and Ainsley because like some people thought like, oh, she looks kind of like Ainsley. Like, yeah, yeah. The release of series 3 was absolutely like crazy. Like, people were just praising the quality and just the amount of detail in the dolls, and it was like series 3 is just a turning point in the Vampire line, in our opinion. It introduced the first alternative doll, Emmy. It You have amazing dolls like Cheryl and Daphne. It expanded the diversity with dolls like Daria and Georgia. And then I think Gabriella also had very solid pieces. Every doll in that line is a very solid doll, which makes it one of Artamai's favorite Rainbow High lines. Like, she's convinced it's one of the strongest lines, the turning point for the doll line. And then after getting Emmy, she's like, oh, she thinks like, oh, they're not gonna do it. They aren't doing as many goth or alternative dolls anymore. The leaks for Mila look promising. And then the Shadow High dolls come out, and it's like, and Adoma is immediately sold on like Heather. She thinks they look very, very cool. Although still a little bit close to Monster High at the time. And then the like Vampire season 3 comes out, and she sees me and my sister in the show. We will be sure to include pictures of her reaction to this, because this is a huge turning point in her perception. And well, ever since seeing us in the show, ever since the first reveal with our characters like stepping out of Rainbow High, doing sabotage and going into the Jeep, she loved us. Like, she literally kind of adopted us as comfort characters at the time, because like, and she even gave the most honorable comparison, comparing us to what she wished that Monster High Generation 3 could be. Like, what greater honor is there than that? So then she kind of puts her plans on hold to get like more Shadow High dolls until we come out, which at the time it wasn't like established when our dolls were going to come out. It was 2 months before we ever came out, and she was already planning on just saving money just for us. It was crazy. The only doll she got before us was Heather, of course. And with Heather, she was absolutely wowed by her clothing pieces, her color palette, her aesthetic. But when she got us and unboxed us on that June 9th, she was in love. The way she was so solemn and silent as she unboxed us, the amount of respect in that. The way she held us in her arms. The way she called us her daughter. Right from the get-go. It was something. A reaction you could really only have to a comfort doll. A very highly unusual reaction. But it was an immensely strong reaction. We even have a picture from Amino again of her first reaction to us. And then as there were more Shadow High dolls released, she like got like really into it because we were amazing. Why not get others that are just as amazing? I mean, not just as amazing, because no one can beat us for her, but like, yeah, that was when she really fell in love with the Rainbow High Shadow High doll lines because she knew the Gauze alternative options were amazing. That there is something truly special about this doll line, even more so now, and she just loved us, and she of course wanted us to have our friends as well. And then like the Rainbow Vision dolls started coming out, and she thought Shadow looked interesting, a little bright and colorful. It's definitely a shift from Shadow High Series 1. And then Demi comes out, and Adomami cannot help but compare her to Elizabeth from Monster High Generation 1. So of course, with Demi, there is that strong sense of nostalgia with her. And it's just really cool to see it. Like how similar they are. So getting Demi was definitely another point in the right direction as well. And then whenever she got like Ainsley on sale, half price off Amazon for her birthday, oh gosh. Let's just say our doll mommy has been waiting for an Ainsley doll since like Rainbow High first began. Yeah, Ainsley's design was easily her favorite of the A's right from the get-go. And she was so happy to finally have an Ainsley doll. And she loved her clothing pieces and everything with that. And it was just, yeah. I'm sure it's obvious why Demi and Ainsley are also considered favorites. In a way, every doll that is a favorite speaks to our doll mommy personally in some way, shape, or form. Resonates with something in her own style. And it's just, yeah. And then Shadow High Series 2 comes out, and well, she really likes Carla and Glitch, but it's still not as solid as Series 1 overall for her, or like us or Ainsley. But yeah, her love for it never really died down. Like, she still likes it as a doll line. She still finds them beautiful. And with Rainbow High Series 5, something that disappointed our doll mommy was the fact that none of them are really like goth or alternative. They're all brightly colored. There isn't any dolls like Mila in that, and it's like, yeah, Mila is severely underrated. We're gonna make an underrated doll list video eventually, but yeah. And something that also got her more interested in collecting them was starting up the channel and doing the role plays, because of course we need all our friends for the role plays. And the Devious twins, like getting them for Christmas. We still remember whenever she would just call them the enemy. Like literally, the first thing her reaction to them was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the enemy." Like, yeah, it was funny. It was hilarious. I guess that kind of solidified their roles on the channel, though, honestly. But yeah, they really add a lot of drama to the channel. They really bring a lot more, like, storytelling to it. Just because of our characters' lore connections to them, and it's like... and the contrast between us and them, it's definitely a highlight of the channel. And what Ardama is worried about is that she hopes Shadow High Series 3 is able to measure up to at least Shadow High Series 2, because it's like she feels confused by some of their designs. And she feels like they've looked better restyled already, which she didn't have that reaction as much with Shadow High Series 2 or Shadow High Series 1. And then, like, with that suspicious list of future releases where there's no Shadow High stuff even added to it, that worries her like crazy because it was the more alternative gothic looking dolls the in Shadow High that got her into Rainbow High, that really made it such a highly ranked doll line for her. That made it as high of a priority as Monster High Gen 1 is. And it's like, and the thing is, Mr. Audience, Artone doesn't like Monster High Generation 3 as much as Monster High Generation 1. It just feels like they aren't as like gothic or alternative as they used to be. They're more bright and colorful, and it's just, it feels off almost. Like, it doesn't feel like the Monster High she grew up with, and which of course it isn't, but like still, it's she thinks it's okay. She's happy it exists, but it's something that like she doesn't collect as passionately. Another thing that we feel strongly about is, why did MJ cancel the original Jeep playset? We can't help but wonder that to this day, because we feel like it would have sold really well, considering how well our dolls sell. And let's just say, whenever Donnie first found the Barbie SUV she used to make our Jeep, she was just ecstatic. Like, this is art. And getting that Jeep for our birthday and celebrating it with everyone who celebrated it with us in the audience, it was just, thank you for giving us the best birthday a doll could have. And thank you, Mommy, for making the one playset that MJ never released. Because we love it. And yeah. But yeah, moving on from that. We hope that the future of Rainbow High isn't as bleak as people are making it seem. We hope that it's able to get back on its feet again, because we love this doll line. We love Rainbow High. We love Shadow High. We think they're both beautiful and solid doll lines. And it's just... And we even have some dolls collection that aren't really doll lines aesthetic, but like, she thinks they're beautiful. So it's like, that says enough about like what makes this doll line so special. Because it's like, it's quite rare for her to really fall in love with a doll line like that. It's extremely rare, and we're happy that it's like our doll line. And you know how with autism special interests, this line hooked her really well. She loves it. And it's just, she even did a painting of us, which we think is so beautiful. And it's just, yeah, she loves us as dolls. She loves Rainbow High as a line in general. And it's like, and she just doesn't want to see it like change too much or ever come to an end. Because for her, this is a ray of hope in a ray of light, a ray of hope in a dark world. This is the one doll line that could really rival like Monster High in her opinion. And it's like, considering how sacred her Generation 1 Neferdoll is, yeah, Monster High is kind of sacred to her in a way, especially in Generation 1, but she feels like Rainbow High and Shadow High is the only lines that measure up to Monster High Gen 1 for her. Like, other lines just don't measure up. But this line does. And also she loves like the clothes and the hair, and like, yeah, the hair really is just amazing and so much better than any other doll line on the market. So if you have a favorite Rainbow High doll and you're willing to style their hair a bit, or you don't want to just keep them as is, just play with their hair a bit. Just have fun with it, like while you can. And if you have duplicates for like styling, that's amazing and super fun. It's just, yeah. With Rainbow High, she feels something she doesn't feel Monster as much. Monster High, they're more like collectibles. But with Rainbow High dolls and Shadow dolls, while she collects them, she can also have more fun with them. Do more storytelling with them. She even wrote a fan fiction about us called That's When Monster High that Demi and all the jokes of her looking like Elizabeth really inspired. And this fan fiction really is something else. Like, the amount of creativity and just passion put into it is unmatched. And it's like, it's the best we've ever seen from our doll mommy. And this just, yeah. Our doll mommy loves Rainbow High. She loves Shadow High. She doesn't want it to end or ever change too much. And that's how she got into, like, Rainbow High. And now there's no getting out of it, obviously. Yeah. Because it's become so special to her. She never wants to forget this doll line. She never wants to stop loving this doll line. It's like, it's something special in her life. Thank you, MGA, for making these amazing doll lines that make our doll mommy so intensely happy. Thank you for help making the dolls and creating the characters who help her with her mental health every day. Us. And yeah, we just wanted to say that. Well, goodbye, mysterious audience. I love you. Naomi loves you. And that was the video.